Ever notice your dog slowing down and having health issues and wonder, what can I do to make them better? Well, my friend, add Rough Greens to your dog's food for 90 days and I guarantee you'll see changes that will amaze you. Greetings. Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, inventor of Rough Greens here, and I invite you to give your pup the Rough Greens 90-Day Challenge. In the first 30 days, you'll see shinier coats and increased energy. By day 60, your dog will have a stronger immune system, less shedding, improved joint function, all due to the live nutrients that you've added to their diet. And at 90 days, better digestion, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and you may even have reduced their cancer risk. Fetch your dog a free Jumpstart trial bag today. Go to roughgreens.com. Use promo code 90day. That's ruffgreens.com. Use promo code 90day. You just cover the shipping. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.
Blog Talk Radio.
Good evening, everyone. This is me, Jonathan Alexander, and I'm here to host our show, Life, Laughter, Happiness. Today, I have my co-host Barbara here with me. Are you there, Barbara?
I sure am. Hi, Johnny. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Who do we have today?
Our guest today is Joseph LoBrutto. Are you there, Joseph?
I am on. It's a pleasure to meet both of you again, and thank you on the show.
I'm so excited to have you back. Now, Johnny is going to tell all the listeners how fantastic you are. Go ahead, Johnny.
You're a spiritual healer medium, and a channel to the sacred. You've helped countless members of people who have lost their loved ones. And also, you do something called the Speaking to Heaven events. This is where you kind of, talks through why don't you explain? It says you have a direct call to
Speaking to Heaven. Speaking to Heaven. That is just what he calls how he deals with his clients, and he says we're going to speak to heaven because that's where they are. And he has written a lot of books too. So before we bring him on, Johnny, I will admit that he is my favorite. And how many countless psychic mediums have we had on the show? I don't know. Too many to count, right? And okay, after 2.5 years working on Life After Happiness and all those psychic mediums, is also America's most loved psychic medium. He's my favorite, and he is going to be on for 3 weeks, every Monday for everybody. So I'm very excited about it. So say hi, Joseph.
Well, hello, and thank you for having me, and thank you for the warm welcome, Barbara, and I'm glad that I'm one of your favorite mediums out there, too. I just love what I do, and it's all about healing. It's all about closure. It's all about showing evidence that our loved ones are still a part of our lives, and I'm just a messenger. I'm a vessel that brings them through for everyone.
Oh, yeah. And you did that for me because my mom passed away in April, and, you answered my questions, which gave me a lot of closure. And if we could have you help us, why wouldn't we as human beings? Why wouldn't we want to take advantage and get that closure? So we want to spread the word. So tell us a little bit more about, something that you really saw, and then do you see it before it comes true, or are you able to warn somebody about something bad that's going to happen? Can you do that?
That's more of my psychic abilities, and when I do a reading with somebody, if I see something that's going to happen that's a negative impact to somebody, I will bring it up. But I'm very cautious in how I do it. I don't want to scare the person. For instance, somebody just wrote a nice testimonial just the other day saying that she came for a reading. Oh, she was on YouTube. She came like a show like this, and I told her on there there's something going on with your throat that doesn't seem well. You need to go check with the doctor. Well, she did go to the doctor finally, and she found out that she had cancer, just starting to have cancer there. So they removed it. It was just starting, and they caught it just in time. And she wrote a nice little testimonial about how if I didn't say anything, that she probably would have gone years not knowing, and it would have been a lot worse than what it was.
That's so awesome. Was this just recently? This lady wrote that?
This was yesterday. She posted it, on Facebook.
Oh,
and one
wow.
of the, yeah.
That is really so cool. I just want you to know, if you ever see anything, if you don't want to say it on air, don't. But, hey, please do. Warn me, Tell me later. Text me. I want to know. I mean, hey, if you want to say, don't drive today, and save me a car accident, that'd be the best.
If something does come up in a reading, I will bring it up. I wouldn't hold anything back. So, yep.
Okay, good. Thanks. Well, you feel comfortable with us. You've been on many times, and you've helped both of us. Right, Johnny? He helped you.
Yeah, I was going to say
something.
I was going to say something about, hearing the word cancer. Many years ago, I went to the dentist, and, they found that I had bitten a certain part of my tooth. As soon as he said the word cancer to me, I got nervous, so they took me to another dentist. They didn't think anything was going to happen, but that word scared me. It was the first time in my life that I had heard a dentist, actually, say those words to me. And now it's like I've heard it, from an eye doctor. Okay, no citizen glaucoma. And the first time I went to checkup, it was the first time they wanted me to do, I think it was called a pap smear or something. It was something to check my heart.
Oh, my gosh. Isn't that just for, women?
Oh, I'm sorry, wrong choice of words. But I didn't know what it was called. And it's something to do with the cardio in the heart or something, checking out the heart. So it's not a pap smear. Stupid me.
Okay.
But it was something that it was something I've never had before. Let's just say that much. And they checked my heart out. Everything turned out fine. And it gets it's like a little scary, but.
Mm-hmm. Well, like the person that said this, I didn't tell her that she had cancer. I just said, go to the doctors. There's something going on with your throat. That was it. I didn't diagnose.
That's it.
I didn't cancer, because it's not my place to do that. I'm not a doctor. I can't diagnose or anything. But she did go to the doctors, and she did get her throat checked out, and she found out that cancer was just starting to form on there. And they got it. They scraped it out, and she's good. But if she would have waited, say, a year or two and not think about it, it really would have been detrimental to her.
Well, that is so great that you said something. I'm so glad you did. But wouldn't it be cool if someday that psychic mediums were really, really accepted by everybody? And, if you were at a doctor's appointment and they told you something like that, they would also have, a psychic medium referral there for so many different businesses. You know what I mean? Even, funeral homes and everything. Because that is just, part of health, It should be... It should be it should be put up there with healthcare, I think.
But it's still in that woo-woo category, so to say. And there's a lot of mediums out there that are kind of shady too, and not legit, and take advantage of people, and it makes us look bad. But I do get referrals from counselors, especially grief counselors, when they feel that they can't go any further with their clients and they're stuck. So many counselors refer clients to me so I can bring their loved ones through, and they tell me that I have done, in one session with me, I've done more than in 6 months of counseling in one session, so it does help.
Oh, that's amazing, actually. Well, you helped me in just a second when, I was wondering if I really did see my mom in the dream, and, you answered, and then now I feel like I can always look up at that one spot now, and it comforts me. Isn't that crazy, since you were on the show?
Well, our loved ones are always there. They're just a breath away. And I try to teach people, because everyone thinks they're far away. They don't know what's happening in their lives, but they know everything. They're a part of our lives still. Just because they're not here doesn't mean they're not far. and they're always still a part of our lives. And I always teach heaven is within, and if you want to speak to your loved ones, just speak to them in your heart. They're able to hear you through their heart.
Okay. Well, I had a friend once say, well, I told them first, oh, don't worry. I mean, don't fret for the rest of your life. Find comfort because your loved one is always watching down on you. And then they said, oh, my gosh, I don't know if I really like that. I don't really want them to look down on me all the time. You know what I mean? Because some people don't want that privacy broken. Like, are all the loved ones looking down on you when you're doing private stuff? That was so funny. And, yeah, the way they think is different, right?
Right. I'm going to explain how that works is that our loved ones don't see us physically like us as a person. Like, you don't have to run out of the shower thinking they're coming up on you. They perceive us as energy patterns, colors, sound. This is how they perceive us. Spirit guides see us this way, too. So when they adhere to us, they just perceive like the aura, the color, sound, and vibration. This is how they tune into us, and this is how they know that we're here.
Wow.
Ever notice your dog slowing down and having health issues and wonder, what can I do to make them better? Well, my friend, add rough greens to your dog's food for 90 days, and I guarantee you'll see changes that will amaze you. Greetings. Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, inventor of Rough Greens here, and I invite you to give your pup the Rough Greens 90-Day Challenge. In the first 30 days, you'll see shinier coats and increased energy. By day 60, your dog will have a stronger immune system, less shedding, improved joint function, all due to the live nutrients that you've added to their diet. And at 90 days, better digestion, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and you may even have reduced their cancer risk. Fetch your dog a free Jumpstart trial bag today. Go to roughgreens.com. Use promo code 90day. That's ruffgreens.com. Use promo code 90day. You just cover the shipping. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.
But they see themselves differently. They see themselves like you were saying. My mom sees herself at her like peak, you know, her most beautiful, and she's walking around like in the 50s, and with her hairstyle. Yeah.
That's what I told you in the reading. That's the healing process of everything. Is that when we go to heaven, we want to be in a good place. We want to be in a healing place. So we perceive ourselves in when we're in the best shape, best time of our lives, when we're happy. And a lot of times spirits will pick that time frame. That's why when you hear that people see spirits in their 20s, in their 30s, it's because they chose that time because it was their best time of their lives.
Oh, cool. Wow, you sure know so much about every little aspect of this. So how could we learn more? Can you list your books for everybody to go out and get, and where we could buy them?
Yeah, you can go to my website, ourjourneyoflife.com, or you can just go to Amazon and just put my name, Joseph LoBrutto, in Amazon. They're all available there to purchase. There's 3 books that I have written. One is called Is There More to Life Than What We Know? That book is about metaphysics, is why we're here on Earth. If you ever want to ask questions like what is the meaning of life, why we're here, are there angels, are there spirit guides, is there a God? What about extraterrestrials? What about that romantic twin flame out there? Who is that person? What about soulmates? Who are soulmates? That book covers all of those topics. The next book I wrote was called Speaking to Heaven. Our loved ones are a breath away. And I kind of explain what heaven is, where is heaven, how to speak to our loved ones. I talk about the transition of death, from murders to suicides, from accidental death to natural causes, how the spirit transitions into that heavenly realm. I also talk about what they're doing in heaven. I talk about how we can communicate to our loved ones in heaven and how they talk back to us as well. So that is that Speaking to Heaven book. The last book I wrote is called The Promise, The Metaphysical Teachings of Jesus. And what I did is I took the teachings of Jesus and I wrote it in a metaphysical way. It's not quite the Christian Bible, but in a metaphysical, light way of why are we here on earth and what was his purpose and why we connect to him. And he taught us about we are of love, we're at peace, and we need to tune into this energy, and that's who we are. But that's the 3 books that I have written so far.
Okay. Oh, wow. I can't wait to read The Promise.
It's also in an audiobook form, and it's set to music. A friend of mine, before he was a friend, he came to one of my healing sessions. I'm also a healer, and I didn't know who he was, and he went home that evening. He had a private reading with me the following week, but he told me he went home that evening. He didn't know what to expect from the healing session, and he said all of a sudden his dogs started, both of them started licking his legs, and he had gangrene on that leg. A few days later, it started to clear up, and now he no longer has gangrene on his legs. And when he came to see me, he says, "Joseph, you healed me. I had this gangrene for so long, and it's now completely gone." And so he introduced himself. His name is Man Parrish. He's known as the godfather of hip-hop. In the 70s, he wrote music for Michael Jackson, David Bowie, and he also was the manager for the Village People for a while. So wow. He said any music in his repertoire I'm welcome to use, and then he custom wrote the music to The Promise as well. So when the audiobook, it's my narration in my voice, and he's doing the music in the background. So it sounds like a movie as I talk about the story of Jesus from his birth to his death in a metaphysical way. It kind of just flows. It's pretty cool.
Wow. Talk about karma on that one. You heal him, and look what you got. That's great.
It works like that all the time with me. I have what's called divine energy cards or divine affirmation cards, where they have geometric symbols on there that holds energy. And I did a reading for this gentleman who lost his son. His son's name was Adam, I still remember. And it was such a beautiful reading that he said, "Joseph, anything in my repertoire you can use. I'm an award-winning photographer, and also I draw these geometry symbols, or I computerize these geometry symbols." And he says, anything I want to use, I can use. So my guides picked up these cards to use to put their energy in, so I can use them as divine affirmation on there. So
that is so cool.
Like
I love that.
All the time when you do this work and you need something, somebody always comes along. It's like pay it forward type thing, and it's pretty cool on how this works. So
you never have to worry.
Manifesting
or you never
things
do worry.
That we need. People just happen to fall into our lives.
And you trust that it's going to. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I just trust that it will, and I think that even helps boost it. If you don't worry. Worrying can pull it down, and it's a negative energy. So
and worry causes sickness.
I love opening up and healing. What was that?
Worry can cause sickness also.
Yes.
Take the high road. We're strong manifestors. Trust in yourself. Trust you can manifest things. See where you want to be. Picture it. Do a vision board. Put the vision board out and see where you want to be in the future. And you can manifest that and bring that to you.
And maybe even figure out what you really want to do. Because some people say, well, how can I manifest it if I don't really know what I want to do? So do that. Take some steps, and things start clicking. Mm-hmm.
I agree, 100%. But even if you don't know what you want to do, you can manifest health, wealth in your life. Just keep it. I like to be financially secure, and I like to have good health in my life. Keep it basic like that.
Okay, so you don't have to go really specific then. And
then
things start to fall into place?
And things start to fall into place, yes.
I like it. Well, I know that Johnny's wanting to get a call, but after this call, after a couple of calls, I really want to find out more about the research and where you studied, and I find that so fascinating, all that you know. So, yes, Johnny, who do you have?
Our first caller is area code 216. You're on the air.
Hello. Hi, caller. Hi, you're on live with Joseph LoBrutto. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Hi, Joseph, or Joe, whatever you like to be called.
Okay. Oh, Joe, Joey, hey, you, anything. What is your first name?
Sharon.
Welcome, Karen. And where are you calling from?
Ohio.
Ohio. Okay. What can I do for you tonight, Karen?
Well, I would like to know if you can if I can get some messages in from someone. Can I ask? I know they can only come in if they want to. I know that. But my father My father.
There we go.
passed
Just
away.
your father. That's all I need to know, Karen. I don't need
thank you.
anything else. And I want to explain how this works too for anybody listening. If anybody wants to hear from a loved one on the other side, I'm known as a direct dial. I'm able to communicate with those loved ones by knowing their relationship to you, like mom, dad, brother, sister, father.
Okay.
Like Karen asked for the father. That's all I need to know. I don't need to know names, descriptions, how they pass, nothing else, just father. If anybody who wants a life path reading, which is a psychic reading, I'm like a magic 8-ball. You ask your questions as specific as you can to me. My spirit guides help answer those questions for you, for those who are looking for psychic readings. All right. Back to you, Karen. I just wanted to explain how that works. What I'm feeling about your father is that he had a gentle soul and very peace, and I just have to say that he is at peace. He wants to tell me that he went through a whole ordeal on what was happening to him, and he just said that he wants to thank you and family members for being there and for taking care of him. Who is the J like John, by the way, Karen?
Jay that's his name. Jim, Jay, that he's a Jay.
His name is Jay? Okay.
Yeah.
So
Jim.
your father Jay is here, okay? So did it end up being a hospice situation, by the way?
Basically, I think it would have in the end. Yeah, he was he died in the hospital. He was in the hospital for like a month.
He's telling me it was a hospice situation, and this is how he passed. Also, Karen, he wants to say that he loves you and he's sorry too. He's saying that he could have been a better father, if that makes sense. He could have been there more. He dropped the ball at some time of your life, he says, and he wishes he could have a do-over. But he says that here in heaven he saw his light flash in front of him, and he saw that he could have changed things to make life better between the two of you. And he just wants to let you know that one day you will see him in heaven, and he's going to do that do-over with you and be that father that you always wanted him to be. And he just wants to say how much he loves you.
But I forgive him. The last 2 months I was with him in the hospital, I went and visited him all the time. We talked so much. I forgive him totally 100%. He doesn't have to worry about it because I understand my dad. Does that make sense? Yeah.
It makes sense. He's talking about the past. He's talking about when you were a child. Even though you did forgive him, it's just his way of letting you know it's him because he's bringing up the past again. And that time you were with him and everything was a healing process for the both of you. You gave your dad healing so he can pass away in peace, knowing how much his daughter loves him. And you left knowing how much your dad loved you. And that was just a blessing. So I want to thank you, Karen, for tuning in and for doing this tonight.
Thank you so much. Have a nice evening. Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you, caller. Okay, everybody. Was I right or what? I mean, her dad's name is Jim. Told you people. So, I just got chills when that happened. I still have them. And what does that mean, by the way, the chills to you? Does it mean anything, Joseph?
Well, chills could be in confirmation, and sometimes when you get the chills afterwards, it's just a validation or confirmation of things.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, does that ever happen to you? Does that happen to Johnny?
Ever notice your dog slowing down and having health issues and wonder, what can I do to make them better? Well, my friend, add rough greens to your dog's food for 90 days, and I guarantee you'll see changes that will amaze you. Greetings. Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, inventor of Rough Greens here, and I invite you to give your pup the Rough Greens 90-Day Challenge. In the first 30 days, you'll see shinier coats and increased energy. By day 60, your dog will have a stronger immune system, less shedding, improved joint function, all due to the live nutrients that you've added to their diet. And at 90 days, better digestion, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and you may even have reduced their cancer risk. Fetch your dog a free Jumpstart trial bag today. Go to roughgreens.com. Use promo code 90day. That's ruffgreens.com. Use promo code 90day. You just cover the shipping. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.
Oh, Johnny, okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to know that. Have you ever gotten the chills? Like after somebody said something and you couldn't believe it?
Yeah, when I'm in talking to someone and then I feel like the direction that it's going to go, I get chills. Like I'll, there's something tells me like, oh, this is going to happen, and oh my God, I know what he's going to say. I know what he's going to say. That has happened to me,
But it's a different kind of than adrenaline rush. It's not really it's not an adrenaline rush. It's like the chills on the arms or the legs. Mm-hmm. Some people say, I think it's the confirmation, definitely.
It's a validation and confirmation. Or if you're listening to a reading and you're just, and then someone is accurate, it's almost like a response saying, oh my God, that is so good. It's like, and it could be that too.
Yeah. Okay, well, when you are, face-to-face with a client, and these cards that you were talking about, do you use those as tools and touch them and look at them? And what are they called again, if you do?
Okay, I have 2 sets of cards that I designed, and normally they're for the clients. I don't use them with the clients at all. They're for their purpose, their personal purpose. The Divine Affirmation cards, which I was explaining with the geometric symbols, with the energy that my guides put into them, they're for healing, prosperity, for closure, for protection, for love, cutting cords. Each card represents a different vibration. And I teach people how to just look at the cards and use the affirmations like, I am loved, or I am protected, I am healthy and well. The words I am means God's strength. We put God's strength in every affirmation, and the affirmation goes into it. So it's a way of putting it out in the universe, because what we put out in the universe, we get in return. So when we say, I am loved out loud, it comes back to us, and that's what we're putting out. The other set of cards I have are called Universal Energy cards, and those came many, many moons ago. I was in my 20s, and I was on a Native American powwow, and I met a woman there who was out of place, and eventually we started talking, and she said, I was meant to meet you. I was wondering why I was here. I was out of place, but I was meant to meet you. She then told me she was extraterrestrial, and that her divine purpose was to put me on the right track. When I was in my mid-20s, I was interested in this. I was a greenhorn. I wanted to learn all about this. I wasn't doing any of this work. She told me that I would become a good channel. I'll be a medium. I'll be a healer. I'll be on television and radio. She told me all of this about my life. She even told me the name of my children and about all my spirit guides and who they are. Then that's what she told me. She was extraterrestrial. And then she started to draw these symbols out for me. They're called light language. And as she drew these symbols, they carry energy. And as I worked with each of the cards, it would balance all my energy and all my chakras. And I've been using them for over 25 years, and they're just amazing.
Oh, that is so cool. Wow. It seems like you really make the most of all of who you come across. I mean, you don't just let them pass by.
Come into your lives for a reason, and I'm always running into new people that are like on our same journey's path, and we kind of help each other. And that's the story of my life. It's always been that way.
Mm-hmm. That is a great way to live.
Okay.
It really is. I mean, it's all about love, really. I mean, you get back what you put out.
Yeah. Quoting John Lennon, it's all about love. All we need is love.
Yeah. Yes. I really like it. I like that a lot. So positive. Yes, Johnny?
Okay.
What were you saying? You were saying something?
I was just saying if you're ready for another call or if you wanted to talk more.
No, we're good. We'll take another call and then we'll continue our conversation.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put area code 650 on.
Thanks, Johnny.
Hi,
Joseph.
Hi, Colin.
Hi.
Welcome. And what is your name, caller?
Hi, my name is Carla.
And where are you calling from?
Oh, I'm calling from New York.
Welcome, Carla. What can I do for you tonight?
Thank you. Yeah, would it be okay to ask a question about my daughter?
About what?
My daughter?
Sure. I need your daughter's first name.
Okay, Gigi.
Okay, and how old is your daughter?
Oh, she is 28.
Okay. Go ahead. Ask your question as specific as you can.
Sure. She's at a stage in her life where she wants to meet a life partner and be in a committed relationship. Just wondering if you see anything for her in that regard. Like, is anyone coming into her future, or anyone she knows? Anybody?
Okay. Carla, 28 years old. Your question is, will she get romantically involved with a life partner?
Yeah.
Oh, Gigi. I'm sorry, Gigi.
Yeah.
Just changed the whole vibration. I just feel there's something about Gigi. Is there a shyness about her for some reason? Or insecurities or anything like that about her that she has to work on?
She's not shy, so I'm guessing it might be insecurity. I guess we all have them on some level. Yeah.
I feel like there's some insecurities there that she has to work on for us. There might be some trust issues, too, that I'm getting as well. The answer to your question, yes, I do see a life partner. She's 28 years old. I feel by the time she's 32, I feel like she would be with this person, either married or be with this person at 32 years of age. I feel there's trust issues there that she has to work through first. But she's just around the bend. But by the time she's 32, I see this person with her for a long time. This person is going to be the life partner that she's looking for. Okay?
Oh, okay. That's quite a long time. Okay. All right.
Yeah, time goes fast. I think she has to go through some stuff first, and I feel like that's where she is right now. 28, 29, 31, 32, about 4 years. Now, doesn't mean that she hasn't met the life partner yet. She could meet the person, and it takes 3 years before they decide to marry. So this is where I see them happily together, and that frame. So.
And you don't see when he comes in, when he enters, like, is it?
He could enter, like, I feel like it's an engagement, like 2 years, 2.5 years. So this person's definitely before she's 30. This person's coming in. By the time she's 32, I feel like there's marriage. They're even talking babies. Time she's 32. Maybe they're on their first baby or getting pregnant too. But 32 is when I see. When you ask the question about life partner, somebody that they'll spend the rest of their life with, I see her happy at 30 years of age. This person can come in like 2-3 years before, but it just takes a little time to develop into that stage.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Well, thank you for Carla.
Thank you. Thanks for calling. She sounded disappointed, but
I know. But I have to call it.
It does go by fast.
Yeah. So I just think that I think they just have to go through a process first before anything. So.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that she should be happy. My mom had to wait till I was 40, and I guess I became normal because I got married. And, you know, some people never will see a wedding with their kids, like my best friend Jennifer.
But you had a professional modeling career, so that's why you waited on there. And plus, I felt like you didn't have the right person. It was just, when that right person came along, that right person just kind of swept you off your feet. And that's what I felt.
Yeah.
So
it
just
really
took you a while.
did.
And we get busy in life, especially with your career, and you were in the limelight too, and your career.
Nobody even asked me, Joseph.
Well,
nobody asked me to get married in my 20s.
Well, it's hard because guys get very intimidated around beautiful women, and they're afraid of rejection. And this is what I feel was happening with you, Barbara. You had a lot of guys that probably wanted to marry you and stuff, but they were just too scared to say anything of rejection. So that's one of the keys of being beautiful.
That was really great. Thank you. But that was good for me because then I didn't make the wrong decision and marry one of those because I'm thinking if I did, it wouldn't have been very good.
It's all the timing, and that's, you had your daughter. And I saw a picture of you and your daughter. Your daughter's just as beautiful as you, so on there. So, yeah, you just had to wait.
You. So, getting so tall, I just think she's more beautiful. I call her Scarlett O'Hara. I think she looks like her. Yeah, she is. She walked into the room today, and I had to double take because I thought, who is this tall person in my house? And I'm not kidding. That happened today. So I thought she was wearing high heels, and she's not. So it does go by fast for the caller who's still listening. And at least she knows, at least Carla, this mother knows that her daughter will have a happy marriage and long. You said it's going to be a long one.
I'm going to start having children very fast. I do see 2. So even though it's about 32 years of age, I do see 2 children, and I see happily married too and having 2 children. So, yeah, don't worry.
Well, that's probably what the mom wants is the grandkids, right?
I feel 2 of them. So, yeah, it's going to happen.
Oh,
it's
cool.
just got to do some stuff first.
Yeah, that's good. Got to live life. All right. Well, do you have anything to say about that, Johnny?
No,
what about you?
I don't.
Your parents wait till you get married too?
I mean, I am kind of curious. I know that that in our family, there's only 2 people that are not married: me and my sister Cassie. And the only thing I know about my sister Cassie, I'll say about my sister Cassie, is that she's a vegetarian and she loves dogs. And so I always saw my sister Cassie with a veterinarian, because of how she is. I mean, you understand what I'm saying?
Well, Joseph, can you feel anything? Do you think that Cassie's going to find somebody nice?
Did you say she's a vegetarian or a veterinarian?
Vegetarian. I'm just
vegetarian.
saying. I just think. I said veterinarian because I do think she would get along with the veterinarian because there's something about her and dogs that sort of bond, And
what's her first name, Johnny?
Well, her actual first name is Maria Cassandra Alexander, and that's her name.
How old is she?
Oh, July 23rd, 1969. And she's very, very smart, very, very hardworking. But, I mean, we just haven't found the key to the lock, so to speak. Neither me or her has. And it's just that it gets frustrating, because, her standards are high.
Yeah, well, it's good to have good standards. So, if you have the bar high, it's okay. It's okay to do that. It's just she's very picky on who she wants to be with. And being a vegetarian is not a bad thing. Most women I know are very much vegetarians anyway. So, her relationships, too, I feel there's something that she's closed off with, too. 1969, I'm trying to do the age right here.
51.
Was she in a relationship that for a while that they broke up and she kind of got heartbroken for a while?
Yeah, what happened with her is that she got involved with a guy named Roger back in the 90s. I know this. I mean, and it was what?
I feel it's very hard for her to bounce back. That relationship kind of did something to her. And it's very hard for her to move forward because of that relationship.
Then there was another
find love?
one.
Yeah, I feel like she will find love. And if I tell you, Johnny, you got to get married first for your sister, will you do it?
I'm going to get married first, is what you say?
Yeah, you have to get married first. Once you get married first, your sister's going to want to get married.
Oh.
Okay.
Open
the door.
Johnny's got his standards way high. I mean, he's
how old are you, Johnny?
A Playboy playmate, and it's not me,
49.
by the way, everybody.
Oh, you're looking for playmates?
There's
yeah.
one lady that I like that's a playmate, and I'm going to go meet her.
Yeah, go for the soul. Find the person that you fall in love with the soul first, and once you fall in love with the soul, then it's deep, The person could be attractive and their soul is not there, but, if you see an attractive person you're attracted to, find the soul and see if you're attracted to the soul as well. It's all superficial sometimes on there, but it's very important when you have a soul connection.
He talks to this one all the time. I think he really does know her. I mean, it's been many, how long? Maybe a year you've been talking to this one.
Yeah.
Talk, no action, right?
Well, we don't know yet. I mean, I haven't met her yet.
You haven't met her yet.
She has this crush on one.
Johnny, you live in a town where everybody's married. When I visit my daughter there, they're husbands and wives with a ton of kids. It's like a married town. So I don't know why you should have no problem meeting anyone there in the area that you live.
Actually get out more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's true. I think I get out more there than you. I know the whole town when I visit there.
That is hilarious. That is true, Johnny. You got to change that.
All right.
So that's good. Okay. So, there was that little reading. I don't know. Did we end that with Maria Cassandra? I mean, that's a long name.
Yeah, I just felt like
what was the outcome?
Well, her past relationship is she's hurt from it, and has a hard time moving forward from it, and she's got to let a lot of things go, forgiveness, cutting cords. She has to do some work on herself. Once she does the work,
okay.
Ever notice your dog slowing down and having health issues and wonder, what can I do to make them better? Well, my friend, add rough greens to your dog's food for 90 days, and I guarantee you'll see changes that will amaze you. Greetings. Naturopathic Dr. Dennis Black, inventor of Rough Greens here, and I invite you to give your pup the Rough Greens 90-Day Challenge. In the first 30 days, you'll see shinier coats and increased energy. By day 60, your dog will have a stronger immune system, less shedding, improved joint function, all due to the live nutrients that you've added to their diet. And at 90 days, better digestion, reduced inflammation, improved heart health, and you may even have reduced their cancer risk. Fetch your dog a free Jumpstart trial bag today. Go to roughgreens.com, use promo code 90day. That's ruffgreens.com. Use promo code 90day. You just cover the shipping. You don't have to change your dog's food to improve your dog's health. Just add a scoop of Rough Greens.
Yeah, the prediction that I've heard about me and her is I asked the psychic, I said, who's going to get first, me or her? And then they said it would be a tie. It would be a double wedding.
Well, I said you have to get married first, because if she sees you getting married, she's going to say, you're not going to get married before you. So that's pretty much close to what the other person said.
Okay, so Johnny, tell Cassie to call Joseph. Go to his website. Check him out. I'm not kidding. What? I mean, you're there. Here, you're the bridge here. I mean, you of all people, that's your sister. Of course you should refer her to Joseph. She needs to clear that out. I cut cords. Can you talk briefly about that, Joseph? I think that's
you can
so
do
cool,
is a healing with me. No, healing, it doesn't have to be if you're physically ill or anything. It has to do with emotionals, releasing, cutting cords, and freeing yourself. So she can go through a healing session with me. Now, where does she live by you, Johnny?
No, she lives in Atlanta. Is where she lives.
So we can do it over the telephone, and we can do it cutting cords and heal. And once we do that, it just opens her up, and she can go into a relationship that way.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's
All
simple.
right,
I did it before, and it helps so much from a relationship, a couple relationships.
We got to focus on ourselves first. In order to bring in a relationship into our lives, we have to be in a good place. The key is to love yourself. If you can look in the mirror and see yourself and say, I love you, without any hesitation, then you're in a good place. I see so many people having, when I do healings, just to say, I am loved, they have a hard time just saying that for themselves because they feel hurt. They don't feel loved. But once you can get past that and you feel love, I love myself, then you can have others love you too. And I feel like that's what she needs work on.
All right.
I agree. One more thing. I'm working on something. I haven't even gone on a date. Well, maybe one date in 2 years. And on purpose. And I say no to people, okay? Don't feel sorry for me at all, okay? I wanted to tell you, I am not going to go on a date and tell. I have my life the way I want it, which is organized. I've always been a very, very organized person, and it really got out of hand when I added to my career a couple of things, and I got very out. I mean, then I also have my mom's whole wardrobe here in my apartment, that I got, which is amazing, plus boxes and boxes of stuff for modeling. And just like it's mixed up with my normal stuff, and then I have my daughter. Okay, so I just walk around with nothing on. I mean, not nothing, but like no socks because I cannot find them, but I have thousands of them. And my computer, and inside the technology, inside the phone is full, the computer, all that, my files. So when all that is organized and cleared out and purged. Then I will be ready to have a person maybe come into my life. Even though that sounds so simple, that is something that I can't handle another person. Then I will never get my own life together. Have you heard of this kind of thing, Joseph?
Yeah, what you're doing is you're setting conditions up for yourself that you want your life in order a certain way before you can have someone else comes into your life. And when you feel like your life is out of order, you don't want to bring anybody in and just make it worse and out of order. I've done that myself. I want to make sure I'm in a good place and I'm ready to. When I'm ready to get in a relationship, it just opens up very quickly for myself. When I'm not in a place that I'm not ready, I shut those doors very quick, and then I just do my thing. But it's when we're ready and when the heart's there, and you'll know when it's ready. And that right guy will come along for you, Barbara, too, when it's ready. You'll see that.
Thank you. Because I was just saying, I don't even care, because if you go so long with nobody, then you kind of don't want to. But then you're used to just being with yourself, and just like you get to maybe. You like it so much, you think, oh, I don't want anybody anymore. But I don't really want to turn into that person, so I'm not going to, right?
No, what happens is you may feel that, but then somebody's going to come into your life that's going to rock your world and kind of shuffle everything and rethink you. You're going to start rethinking again, saying, wow, where did this person come from and all this stuff. So what's going to happen is it's just going to hit you like a ton of rocks, and you're going to just say, wow, where did this person come from, and things will start to make sense there. When we're not looking, that's when it always happens. When we're looking, it's so hard, we get frustrated, but it's always when we're not looking, it's right under your nose, and you just never know.
Yeah, that's cool. But also, you are fine-tuned because you're always using all of your own tools, and all that is around you that is good. And you are tuned, so you can tune in and tune out of like that. But me, I have to think about it. Okay, yes, I'm doing this on purpose. I'm organizing. Then I will have, a party or a barbecue or, go on a date. And slowly but surely I am, though, every day. I used to be so hard on myself, and it was just a mountain. And I would look at it, and I would just not do it because I didn't know where to start, because I looked at a mountain every day. I had to read books and, work on myself and get my sleep and eat right and, not sit and work on the computer all day, but exercise, all that, because COVID happened and then a death in the family and da-da-da. I mean, we all have this life that things are happening. So I like the idea to be fine-tuned into working on myself. And you could teach all of that. So what do you suggest? Everybody go to ourjourneyoflife.com, your website. Will they be able to find all the information to go whatever avenue with you that they want? Because there's so many.
Yeah, I do have different concepts and different avenues of what I do. But ourjourneyoflife.com is my website. And I do healing of the mind, body, and soul, and for relationships and for healing too. We can do healings as that, and just kind of healing the heart and moving forward. So even if you're not here in South Florida, we could do it on the telephone, and you could do that with me, Barbara, too, where we can do a healing session and just kind of get you all balanced out and aligned. I have clients that call me all the time. I have clients for like 3-4 years that constantly are calling just to get balanced all the time with me. So,
okay. It's just like exercising for your body.
Exactly.
You have to
exercise muscle all the time. You always have to keep balanced.
Just like memory. Okay. My girlfriend the other day was saying the more she studied, the more she would remember. And so it's like exercise. Don't give up on yourself, people, and think, oh, I guess I'm done learning. Use it, and it will work. It has to get tuned up.
That's it. You got it. That's what it is.
That's what I like calling it. Johnny, were you going to say something?
Oh, nothing. I didn't know if you had anything else to say. Just wanted to take your call.
We can take a call.
Okay. Area code 914. You're on the air.
Hi. Hello, caller. You're on with Joseph LoBrutto.
Yes, lovely show. That was really cool about the experience with the extraterrestrial, too. I appreciate hearing that. That's awesome.
And what is your first name?
Catherine?
Catherine. And where are you calling from?
I'm in New York.
All right, New York. Yeah. So you like the extraterrestrial things. You know, we're not alone in this universe. You know, when you look at the galaxies, there are billions of galaxies, planets, and everything. And now the government are they're releasing tapes of UFOs, and it's just coming out more and more. And we're starseeds, and we're planted here, and that's who we are. And so I'm glad you kind of like that concept. I could talk for hours about that.
Yeah. Oh no, it fascinates me. Yes. No, thank you. Thank you for sharing.
So what can I do for you tonight?
My question is, my mother wants to go overseas for a vacation, and it so happens that a friend of mine, whose name is Michael, is putting a project together also that would be like work-wise for me. So I was wondering, I guess you see the stars aligning and it being possible that, we'd be able to work together this vacation / work trip, if you see it happening this year or next year.
All right. So my understanding is you have a friend named Michael who wants to work, and you want to do something overseas. Are you talking about Europe?
Yeah.
Okay. What's going on in France, by the way?
In France, I have a cousin in France, but we don't talk for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay. For some reason I got drawn to France and stuff like that. All right. If you're asking your question, would this work out? I feel like the relationship with Michael, the business relationship, is a good thing. Why do I feel like the trip is going to be postponed, though? Do you have a date for the trip already?
No, he hasn't really given me a date, but I know my mom wants to go to Italy really bad. So I was wondering, it's like in December, January, I would say to my mom, okay, let's go. And in the meantime, while I'm there, we could do this project together.
The project thing is going to be delayed. I don't feel that's going to happen real fast, but the trip to Italy with your mom, depending on if Italy's open with the COVID, I've got a feeling there's going to be a spike there coming up in Italy for some reason again, and they may be closing borders a little bit. Let me just say, let me ask the question. December may not be. If you're thinking about 2022, February, I could see you going there in February with your mom to Italy. But with Michael, for some reason, I feel like he's holding off or holding back for some reason, not ready to execute on what he needs to do with the business yet. Not ready yet.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Yes, we deeply appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right. Well, thank you for calling in.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, blessings. Thank you all. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Yeah. Well, that was interesting about the France thing. No, yeah. I like it sometimes when I try to think too, and some things come into my mind, and then it's like the same as yours. I'm like, oh, that's cool. I like it. Because I was thinking France too. I mean, okay, I was. It popped into my mind too, Joseph.
Well,
Isn't that weird?
We all have psychic abilities, Barbara, and it's just tuning into them and understanding our abilities and having faith that we do have abilities. So if that popped into your mind, that is just kind of your psychic abilities kicking in. And I have a tendency to rub off on people too. So when we talk and hang out a lot, you're going to find that you're going to have abilities kick in as well. So, and we have done this show a couple of times together, a few times together already throughout the years, and now you're with me for 3 more weeks. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is really, and yes, and
I'm going to ask you for a reading.
No. Okay, I did not want to open up that can of worms, but the psychics on, they say that too, and I don't want to be one. I never, ever want to do it. I just like to use my own. That's all.
Yeah, now you sound like me 15 years ago. I didn't see myself.
Doesn't it? I mean, it makes me nervous.
So, yeah. Sometimes it's a calling. It's a calling for us that we have no choice. Because with myself, I used to be in the production business, video and photography, and I made a good living doing that. And I used to do readings on the side for fun. And all of a sudden, my business just tanked. And my reading, people where I was just reading for fun, it just escalated. So I started charging people, and I was making more money doing readings than I was in the photography business. So I decided to just move over in 2010, and I went full-time doing this. So, if the universe calls you, you got to be there.
Yeah, that is true. But at first, were you ever nervous, or did you just, obviously you probably studied it. I've never studied on really how to do it. Probably you have to meditate and all that. And I don't have a lot of patience, but I just remember many times when the psychics asked me to do something like that, and I got nervous. I really did. And not many things made me nervous. Did you get nervous when somebody would ask you to read them and you were just brand new?
I still get, Barbara, yes, I still get nervous to this day. It's trust and letting go. It's very important when you do this reading. I always tell people I'm not 100% accurate, but I just kind of trust and I say what I feel without hesitation, and that's how I do my readings. In training, I really never had any training. I just kind of jumped in and just kind of did this. It was just a natural thing for me. So, and what I had to do is put the fear of being wrong behind me. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. That's it. I'm not 100%. But when I am right, I'm pretty right on target, spot on. So, and that's how I do the work.
That's great. And when did you start speaking? Because you're a very eloquent speaker and you tour. When did that all start?
It's probably when I got pushed out in a public arena in 2008, and I started doing readings for people, and that's when I started to get comfortable with the audience and started lecturing and speaking. But before that, I was very shy in high school. I just had my 40th high school reunion 2 weekends ago, and hardly anybody remembers me because I was so shy back at that time.
Oh, yeah, you are different now.
I'm so different. I'm opposite. It's like, and it's just like, it's like turning back the clock, too, because everybody thought I was a son of one of the people. They'd say, oh, it's your father graduated in our class? I said, no, look at my picture. I graduated with you. It was so funny.
Yes, you do look so young.
But it's just, everything just changes now, and since I started doing this work, and I think it's doing the mediumship and bringing the loved ones and doing the healing, it kind of gave me the confidence to do public speaking and being myself on doing that.
Oh, and that just led to so much more, because once you get that down, each step that a person takes in accomplishing anything, like I never thought I would be on a talk show, radio show ever. And then, it's just after a couple of years, it actually was like talking at the beginning. You never really know. You've got to try it. Like people were
that's
so
it. You don't know
scared
until you try
of public
it.
speaking.
How, I started on Blog Talk back in 2010. When I was first decided to become a medium and going out in public, I interviewed mediums. I had James Van Praagh, I had Lisa Williams on my show, and I interviewed them. And I have other psychic mediums and psychics too. I used to go through all the Bob Olson site and used to pick them up for interviews. And as I watched, I was a rookie at the time, and I was just a medium just trying to get out there. And I was just kind of listening to the celebrity mediums at the time when I hosted my own show. It was called Journey of Life Radio at the time.
I have a question. You said Bob Olson.
Cool.
Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's a Bob Olson site. He tests mediums around the world for top mediums. Plus, he has a site where mediums and psychics can join.
Okay, I'll take a look at it.
Yeah, if you need if you need psychics and mediums to interview, that you got a treasure trove there.
I just wrote that down too.
So
I just caught that too, and then Johnny caught that. But he gets the psychics from that book, 100 Best Psychics in America. And I think
that's where you found me from, right? In the top 100 psychics in America.
Yes.
Yep.
I think we've interviewed them all. Okay, so now we got to get Bob Olson's repertoire.
Yeah, go to the Bob Olson site. Just go online, Google Bob Olson's psychic mediums. There are hundreds of them in there, and you'll be busy.
Well, I don't even know why. I don't want to. That's why I got you on for 3 Mondays in a row. Hopefully more in the future. You know, I don't want. Why would I? Why would I want anybody else? I mean, you hit the nail on the head every time. Listen to all of these. And you've been on our show, I think, a few other times. So maybe 5 times now. People, go to our YouTube channel and check out all of Joseph's shows. Mm-hmm. I just think it's so incredible. And your YouTube channel, too, which I'm subscribed to, Joseph LoBrutto, and see your favorites that you're featuring. I mean, it really is quite amazing. But do you feel like we were talking about how, it's just nerve-wracking? Because that person wants to hear a major detail. I mean, that they can, clinch it onto that, and that's going to be dear to them. So you want to give it to them, but what if you just don't see it, but you see something? I mean, well, I know you just tell them what you are seeing, but that's what seems so nerve-wracking right there is the people that they're just wanting something so much. How do you deal with their emotions?
Psychic mediums and healers and psychics are inbred in my family. It's on my mother's side, the Puerto Rican side, and also Tiano Indians. I counted back 8 generations of aunts and uncles and grandparents who are like me. Even my great-grandmother, Francesca, was a healer, a psychic, a medium. She used to touch people and heal them. She was a medium. She also was a midwife. So I got a feeling it's in my DNA, and it's like I was born with this. So I don't really get absorbed with the emotions. I don't let the emotions affect me. Sometimes I do get emotional when I bring the loved ones through because I'm picking up on their emotions. But it's something that I've been gifted with, and I just feel that this is probably something I was supposed to do all my life, and I'm going to do this to the day I die. So
it's just in you. And so
me.
I'm not saying that I feel like pressured because I never read anybody, but I just feel by listening to all the callers, I kind of sense that they really want something. But you deliver that every time. I mean, pretty much. And, pretty much, my mind kind of wandered on one because of that France thing. And I was like, then it threw me off a little bit. I was like, whoa. So I didn't even hear all of her details. So I don't know. But all the other callers and then all these shows that you've done for us, people can, listen back at that. And so I wanted to know, okay, you live right now in beautiful Boca Raton, Florida, correct?
My office is in Boca. I live in Palm Beach County. So, in fact, if everybody knows Mar-a-Lago, I'm probably about 5 miles from Mar-a-Lago. So
I have been there.
I bet you have.
Before it went commercial, yes.
Okay, so I am exactly west of Mar-a-Lago and by Wellington, Green Acres area. That's what it's called.
Okay, absolutely gorgeous. But you're traveling soon, correct, to go and speak? Can you tell us where and when? It's
Florida, mainly in the area right now, and I have a staff that's working with me to get myself more exposure. In fact, she is sitting right next to me here listening to the show. Pretty cool. So, And she's going to be my social media person and help me to get more exposure out there. And so hopefully we can start traveling the country and doing more work.
Can we meet her and say hi right now?
Yeah.
Hello, how are you doing?
Hi.
How are you?
Great. Great. I'm Barbara. Johnny's here. And what is your name?
Hello.
Kaylin.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I'm excited.
So nice
I'm excited to be here. Absolutely.
Yeah, that you're right by his side.
Yep.
I mean, if I just got the PR agent, I would want them to do that. But normally, I mean, they don't always do that. So that's wonderful.
I like to soak it all in.
Did you start out as a client?
Absolutely. Mhm.
You were a client before. Were you his client, or were you a client too? Did you use
we met at a metaphysical store at a spoon bending class, and he was talking about spoon bending.
Bending spoons. Yeah.
I wanted to ask something because I remember your voice. Have you ever spoken?
Probably not.
Okay.
So.
But, Kaylin, right?
But Kaylin, yes. She's going to be helping with all my social media stuff, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and everything, so we can start getting national exposure. And eventually when we start to get the national exposure, she wants to start opening up events for me and getting in, going to places and traveling. That's our expectations, our goals, and we're hoping to get there.
Oh, you will. Oh, my goodness. You know. I would think that you wouldn't even be doing it if you didn't know. If you didn't know it was going to happen. See, that's the beauty of being Joseph LoBrutto. I mean, really.
Well, the hardest thing is to read for yourself.
Like you.
Yeah, it's hard to read for yourself, you know, and that's the thing. So, but I'm praying. I'm hoping.
That's true. Okay. But I just got those chills all over again. So
okay, there's your validation. All right, Barbara, I'm going to take it. We're going to hit that road. You're going to see me in Hollywood, where you are. You're close to Hollywood. You're going to see me there and doing this stuff.
Oh my gosh, my daughter was born in Hollywood. Oh my gosh,
right.
Of course. And you don't even have time for all of that. I mean, it just is overwhelming. All those handles to do, you know, plus your work. So now you're going to be able to just do your creativity and, you know, were you writing a book right now?
I started, I've been writing it. What I'm doing is writing the chapters of my travels to Peru, to Brazil, and Mexico. So I'm trying to write all those and what happened in those countries that I'm with, and then I'm going to put it together. It's a continuation of my book, Is There More to Life Than What We Know? Telling the story and what has happened with the rest of my life since then. And that's the book I'm writing now. I have time.
Okay. And those times, I'm just wondering, were those helpful in your studying to, traveling to all of those places? Studying for this, what you teach, what you speak about, what you write about, how you heal people, these traveling experiences.
That's all about traveling, yeah. Because every time I travel somewhere, like in Brazil, I was asked to sit amongst healers. We had like 500 people coming in. There was like 10 of us that were healers, and we met like over 500 people to heal. And in Mexico, I traveled through all the pyramids and met these guardians and extraterrestrials and guides, and it was incredible. It's all these stories that I'm writing. And in Peru, seeing the orbs in the Lake Titicaca and going to Machu Picchu and my experience there. So that's part of the new book that I'm writing about right now.
Oh, wow. Of course. And so you want to continue that, and Kaylin is going to help do that. I want to know if there are places that are more, I mean, they say there are more spiritual places out there in the world than other places. Is this what you're going for?
Yeah, there's spiritual places everywhere. Even in the United States, there's so many spiritual places too.
Like where?
It's just exploring. Like Arizona and Sedona is very high end, and it's not too far from you, and on there as well. But that's on my bucket list, Sedona, and to do work. And I'm hoping that maybe someone can sponsor me in Sedona just to do my events. So if anybody in the Sedona area is listening, I'm willing to come to Sedona to do this work, and also Los Angeles. So
maybe like a winery combo.
That would work. So we're
they
here
always
just
have the best places to stay, the most beautiful little places to stay, and then you would have all that space and then the room to speak, and everybody would come because there's a wine tasting too. So, I mean, how great is that? So you could do the wine tasting after, because then people won't be all tipsy during the scene, and then they could just have fun and then rub elbows and exchange business cards if people still do that. There's so many great ideas. I'm so excited for you guys. I'm sure you've thought of that plus 1,000 more things more incredible, like jumping off a waterfall into a beautiful crystal blue lagoon, something like that, somewhere way out there, you know?
Yeah. I don't know if I'll jump, but I'll watch you jump.
And she's going to go. Kaylin, are you going to go?
I want to be a part of it. We're brainstorming. I have so many ideas. I have a lot of creative juices flowing. I'm ready to hit the ground running.
Can you give us a little sneak peek of an idea?
You put her on the spot.
My main focus right now is filming and getting out there on social media. I want to open up for Joe eventually and do some healing and meditation to get the crowd settled. Kind of like an opener to get everyone settled in and everyone feeling comfortable so we can have better readings. Is that on top of on top of that, social media marketing, filming him, doing videos, doing my little videos that I do on each platform, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be creative. It's going to be exciting. It's going to reach out to a lot of people.
Well, I love it because look at Joseph. He's young. He's vibrant. He's good looking. He is powerful. He's eloquent. He is vulnerable and gentle, and he's a good listener. So, hello, everybody. You want to see him, and you want to see him the way you do it, Kaylin.
Yep,
your expertise.
Exactly.
Oh, wonderful. Oh, great. Wow, this is amazing news. And then, here I say, hey, Johnny, please go ask Joseph LoBrutto, America's most loved psychic medium, to maybe he'd like to do 3 in a row, and you did. And all this is happening for you. This is great. Well, I will certainly, make sure all my people go to you and get healed and readings and that they're listening too. So, cool. Well, tell us anything else we need to know to tell the people. Like, I thought you were speaking in Fort Myer. I don't know. I'm from L.A. I don't.
Yeah, not yet. I have a few events here in South Florida, like in Stuart, Florida, at the Elliott Museum coming up on August 14th. And in September, I'll be September 18th weekend. I'll be in Fort Walton area, Destin area, doing a 3-day big event there. It's going to be a super event, one of the biggest ones I do.
Oh, cool.
And then back
what
here.
What do you mean by big? Can you describe it to the people?
Yeah, 3 days of workshops and events where I'll be doing Speaking to Heaven. I'll do healing workshops. I'll be teaching how to contacting your spirit guides and angels and how to do mediumship work. I'll also do a transfiguration seance when I bring spirits into the room. So, and the list kind of goes on about what I'll be doing that weekend. So
but that's so much for one person.
If you want to see in action,
you have a couple people helping.
It's called Stone Soup. They're in Fort Walton. They have a big staff there, and they're all gonna help me. So.
But do they help teach or heal? Are they healers too, or are you the only healer psychic medium?
They own the store. They're all a part of there. So.
Oh, cool. Okay. Because, I mean, that sounded like way too much for you for 3 full days. Wow. But, I mean, you're doing those different events. Like, I would love to see that. What did you call it? Not
Transfiguration.
Seance. I mean,
yeah.
What was it?
Transfiguration seance, when I bring spirits into the room. Yeah, those
seance.
are cool.
And you know what? Remember last show? And Johnny thought that seance was a bad word. I looked it up. It's not.
Nope.
Remember I read the definition?
It's just
I mean, that you got to describe it.
Yeah, it's an old term. Now it's mediumship. They used to call it seances, but now it's mediumship.
Why did it get a bad? I mean, you're a historian on this subject. Why did that get a bad rap? That word.
The seances, it's kind of like, is it real? Is it fake? Charlatan, and it kind of got a bad rap about it if it's real or not when you do seances, and that's what happens. Mediumship. Okay. Like John Edwards came on TV, it changed the whole concept. It was more civilized. It was like, okay, this guy is not doing. We're not holding hands. He doesn't have a turban on his head, and
right.
These, now it looks like he's just talking and hearing stuff and saying it. So the whole concept has changed. It's
no more purple velvet.
Exactly. And it's funny because when my father saw me do this work at a show, he was afraid to go because he thought I was going to come out wearing robes and a turban on my head.
No way.
And afterwards, he heard everybody talking about it, how good it was and stuff, and he came up to me and said, "I was wrong, Joe." And he says, "You make people cry, you make people laugh. You're a good entertainer." So he calls me an entertainer.
I was going to say something about that because the first book that I had in the Psychics and Astrologers in America, there is this psychic named Komar. He passed away, and he was basically this guy who was trained himself not to experience pain, and he looked like he was just his statue is in the Guinness Book Museum and in the Ripley's Museum, and he's there, and I wanted to get him on, but I couldn't find him. His name was Komar, and he had a turban on. His picture of it's this man with the turban,
Mhm.
I remember my mind.
Yeah.
So I'll be back next Monday then.
Oh yeah.
And
by the way, thank you so much for staying 13 minutes longer. I mean, I was thinking, we're going over, and you do have your PR agent and there, and it was supposed to be an hour. So Johnny, let's make sure we're watching the time, okay?
We are.
I mean, people don't. Yeah, no. But it's an hour, right, to 6 o'clock?
Yeah.
6:12, so we need to close the show. Okay, everybody, make sure you go to find Joseph LoBrutto, our amazing guest today. I love your name, Joseph LoBrutto III. Wow. With a lot of history, yes, in this wonderful world of psychic mediumship and what you do and how much you change people's lives, and all for the better and your exciting future. So we're so glad to have you on next Monday as well, and the following Monday, 3 in a row. So yes, everybody, please, in next Monday, and Johnny, why don't you give out our number, the number that the callers need to call?
Sure. The number is 516-531-9874.
Thank you, Johnny. And you can find Joseph LoBrutto to hire him to heal you. I'm going to. And I'm not going to have my phone phobia. Johnny, help me out on that one. Go to ourjourneyoflife.com. That's ourjourneyoflife. Okay, please, no interruptions. ourjourneyoflife.com to find Joseph LoBrutto, America's most loved medium. Thank you, Joseph.
Thank you for having me, and I look forward to next Monday.
Thank you.
We do too. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Johnny. Bye, Kaylin.